Don't be shocked by this subject because today we're going to talk about spending. You know I talk about budget, you know I talk about savings, but today we're going to talk about spending your way to wealth. I'm Adrian from Adrian's Avenue, and I'm here just to help you make better decisions toward a better life. Let's jump right into this one. Now, there is a good side of spending, and spending your way to wealth is one of the things that you can do. One thing that you can do is to invest in yourself. This requires you spending some money to get more education, to get more knowledge on certain areas in your life or certain things that you want to pursue. But spending on yourself is the best thing that you can do. If you have $100, if you have $1,000 and you're thinking, should I put it in the stock market or should I do this? Should I do that with it? The first thing that I would look at if I were you is, where do I need to improve my skills? What do I need to do to work on myself? That's the thing that you want to do. Invest in yourself first. Look at that to see where you need to improve, because if you invest in yourself, you could potentially make more money. You could potentially help more people and just do better in general. So keep in mind investing in yourself as a way to spend your way to wealth. Let's talk about this investing in yourself just a little more. There are things that you can actually do to help further your income, such as become a photographer. You would need to invest in yourself to learn how to shoot pictures as well as get camera equipment. But that's a skill that's still needed today, even with all the Instagram and the things that you do to take pictures of yourself. There are some people still needing professional photography done. The tech market is hot today, and you would need to go to a university or take some of these trade classes that will get you up to speed in the tech market. But that's a hot area too. If you want to become a notary, you're going to have to spend some money there to become a notary. But these are all ways to invest in yourself so that you could control your own time and become professional, become more proficient at those skills, because these skills are still needed today. So invest in yourself. Another more popular area that people are getting educated on is the stock market. This is a great way to spend your way to wealth. You have to put money in order to make money when it comes to the stock market. But if you're willing to do the research the companies, which stock do you want to buy? Which stock do you want to stay away from? Look how it's fared in the past. What are they doing for in the future? Who owns the company? Who's in charge of things? If you pick out the very best people that are in charge of these certain areas that you may like to spend money in and invest in the stock market, this is one way you can spend your way to wealth. Now, I can't give you any stock advice, but I am invested in the stock market. I do my research and see the companies that are up and coming, and I listen to certain people on social media. I listen to certain people, and I read books. I do my own research before I invest in anything. I want to understand the product that I'm investing in and look at the trends, what's going on with certain areas and certain things. It's not hard to find this information. It's more prevalent now than ever before. So take the time, do your research, and if you want to spend your way to wealth there, you can do that. Instead of just buying Apple cameras or certain shoes, certain purses, why don't you buy a piece of that company? Keep that in mind. As a realtor here in Texas, I will tell you one of the best ways to spend your way to wealth is in real estate. Many years ago, I bought my first property, a rental property, and I continued to buy properties after that. And I am so glad that back in those days, I made that purchase. No one in my family had become a landlord. So this was something I was stepping out on faith, stepping out on something new, but I did it and I never looked back after that. The rewards that you will get from owning property, because face it, they're not making any more property. They're not making any more land. So if you don't stake your claim, you're going to have to buy it from someone, and it's going to be at the price that they want to sell it to you. And I've learned that. So investing in real estate is one of the best things that you can do as far as buying your way, spending your way to wealth. As a real estate agent, you automatically have someone to help you when it comes to buying real estate. So it can be simple, it can be easier if you find the right agent that will help you and guide you through step by step what you need to do, show you the areas that you want to look in, show you the properties that you want to see. But this is something that I would advise anyone to at least take a look at to see if this is a route you want to go. Even if you start with buying your first home, you don't have to buy an investment property right away. Your first home is a great way to start that instant savings by paying the mortgage every month. And so look into this, because this is a great way to spend your way to wealth. Another way to spend your way to wealth that's not talked about as much these days would be bonds. And this is actually a debt instrument. It could be from your municipality, but these are instruments that will normally pay you a certain amount. It's usually a small amount on a regular basis. You put the money in and they pay you a certain amount on a regular basis. But this is one way that you may want to check into. The money is usually safer here than anywhere else, but the interest that you may get on it will be very small because of the risk. Normally, you just don't lose your money. You buy a certain bond and you don't lose the money, and then you get paid a certain amount on a monthly basis or however they pay it out to you. But this is one way that you may want to check into. I know when I was younger that this was popular, that people would buy bonds for their children, and as they aged and got older, when the bond matures, they could go get the face value of the bond. So you may want to check into this as a way to spend your way to wealth. This won't cost you a dime, but you may actually gain wealth by doing this. And that's hitting that like button and that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on the latest information as it becomes available to you. And share this one out. It's free information and someone could use it. Let me go ahead and put the caveat out there. Everyone is not cut out to be a business owner, but this is definitely a way to spend your way to wealth. If you're buying a business or starting a business, you have to invest so much in it before it's up and running. But this is a way that people become rich, not overnight, over a period of time, but they really become wealthy if the business is successful. Now, a lot of businesses fail in the first 3 to 5 years, but if you study and find a business that is successful that you can go into and grow it like you should, there are people becoming millionaires, in a couple of years by doing getting into the right business and running the business like it is a business. So this is just another area. And even if you don't want to start a business, there are businesses that you can buy from people that are just deciding that I don't want to do this anymore. And if you have the right capital or if you have the right connections, you can pick up on those businesses and, it's already cash flowing and it's already running. So that may be something else that you want to check into. And let us not forget, another favorite of mine is mutual funds and index funds. And these are groups of funds, normally in the same grouping, that you can invest your money into. It's groups that are in the stock market, but because they're normally managed by someone, and the risk is a little lower because it may be 500 pieces of stock in there. It may be 100 pieces of stock. But as the stock is going up and down, you don't lose on just one stock because you have other stocks in there that will help balance it out. But this is a way that if you want to be passive and not watch the stock market on a daily basis, and know that your money is somewhat secure, at least more secure in a mutual fund or an index fund than it is just in a single stock, because with a single stock, you will take the heat if it goes down and you will gain the profits if it goes up. But in these groups of funds, these are groups of funds that you won't get the hit so drastically. If some of them go down, some of them will probably go up, and you'll still be okay. But this is a great way if you want to start at least investing in the stock market and you don't know exactly where to put it or what to do. Read up on mutual funds and index funds and go for it. Last but not least, we have intellectual property, and this is something that most of us miss out on. But if you were to write a book or write a song, as people buy your book or use that song, you will get paid because you are the owner and author of that book or that song. And so this is one area that it's an original production from you that you can actually get paid as people use it or as people buy it. I do have a book out. I have 2 books out, as a matter of fact, and I'll drop the information in the notes below, that as people purchase off of Amazon these books of mine, I get paid on a regular basis as they purchase. Or if I buy the books and take them somewhere that I may be speaking or may be going, and people purchase them then I get paid. Those works of art, works of books that I've written, I do it one time. However, I get paid over and over and over for that. So intellectual property is something that you should not sleep on. I'm not saying that you can get rich overnight off of writing a book or 2, but it's something that could maintain a certain stream of income. And who knows, if you become famous, you could get rich overnight off of books that you've written. So keep this in mind, the intellectual property, whether you're a musician, producing music, producing art, whatever it is, it's your creation, it's your production. And so people, if they're willing to pay to enjoy it, you get paid on that intellectual property. So keep that in mind. Hopefully you've realized now that I'm not against spending and buying things. However, if you buy the right things, you can actually spend your way to wealth. And when you spend your way to wealth, you can buy as many shoes as you want. You can buy as many purses as you want, watches, cars, houses, whatever you want, because you've spent your way to wealth. You've done the smart thing with your money and spent your way to wealth. And now you can live the life that you want to live. Better decisions make a better life.